Hey everyone, so you remember when I said that Friday videos would be a little bit more sensible? Well, this week we're going to be messing with that trend because I'm going to be doing something that has been requested for a while. Let's try and stance one of these cars. Now here's the thing, this video is going to be hardcore stereotyping, and we're going to try and take it to the max, similar to what I did back in the day with the Brodozer, but this time we're going to be using the Kinzoku Dangan. So nice and easy, we're just going to clone it, and we'll be off to the races, or not really races in this case, more like the school parking lot. So because I've cloned it, there isn't much we can do in terms of suspension or engine or anything. We'll come back to the engine after. Actually, let's go for aesthetics first. We're going to leave the car in its basic form. It's not going to be any different in that way, but there are a few things that we just have to do to make it stanced. One of the things is, let's put a matte color on it. So what if the car is a matte purple? Actually, it's kind of a two-tone in the lights of this showroom. Let me see if I can modify that just a little bit. Basically, I've gone plastic, extremely low shine, and I figure Plastidip is the way to go. My goodness, that's bright. Alright, I'm gonna go with it. That's the one I'm gonna choose. We could also, I mean, the wheels are probably going to be either this color or something else. Let's see if we can make them, oh, maybe a little bit better than that. Chrome wheels, how about? Oh, yes. Okay, this is starting to look really bad, and I guess that's kind of the point. We need to do a few things in terms of fixtures. Number one being these hubcaps have to go. We're gonna have to swap them for something else. How about the question mark wheels? No, what we need is something that is obnoxiously large and just doesn't really work with the car. Okay, I think I've got the ones. These ones are just about unclassy enough for this car. Just to cement the wheel position, and we're not going to care about drivability at all here, I'm going to make them as big as they can be. I'm going to make the rims absolutely massive, and you can kind of see what we're going for here. Let's just pretend they're magnesium wheels. Actually, let's pretend they're alloy wheels as well. So we have to have some good poke on here as well. Definitely going to need to give it a bit of an offset. Our current thickness is extremely low, so that might have to change. In suspension, one thing that is extremely important is we have extreme negative camber. Yeah, this is more than a little touch. It's kinda necessary. And not just that, the ride height has to be all the way down. Oh yes, we're getting somewhere now. A few more visual touches and it'll be on to the engine. Alright, I found a bit of a sweet spot with the rims. We can get 155s, which is good enough, and we can also get 680s in diameter and 23-inch rims on this car. Oh my goodness. Getting worse every second here. So if you thought that paint wasn't enough, well, there are a couple other things that we need to do. We kind of need to bedazzle the car, and also we're definitely going to switch to these because they look just a little bit more deluxe. We're probably going to have to black out the headlights just because it seems like people like that, that do this kind of thing would actually do that, as dumb as it is. Okay, there we go, just a slight translucent change, and the headlights are looking pretty darn good. I made the background of them chrome, so it kind of fits with the rims. Not saying that this is really going to match that well either way. Alright, so we got a different grille on there. We're going to need some ground effects for sure. Well as, I mean, two-tone would be great if we could do that as well. What else can we do? Oh, we need a fake wing on the back. Oh man, there's so many things. Okay, first thing first is going to be lips. Probably a diffuser on there as well. I don't want to go too insane. I mean, we could put something like this on. As you can see, it's kind of big. We'll get rid of that for now. Maybe just a regular lip on here. Oh yeah, there we go. That is a heck of a chin. It's getting worse and worse, but I'm liking it. I think we need more of this in other places. I've just put it down as far as it goes as well. Okay, I think I might be having a little bit too much fun with this, but this is incredibly enjoyable, just adding massive side skirts to this. They also clip through the base of here, so we can't even get a good look at them, but they're there. On to the back. Now, we kind of need a diffuser. We have a few options for diffusers. Oh, this one actually comes with fake exhaust. That's even better. We'll get rid of the actual exhaust pipe for now, and we'll just leave on our nice fake exhaust. Oh, yeah, it's a little stretched. That might not work. Alright, what I'm opting to do instead of a diffuser is have just a black piece back here, so it kind of looks like it's been cut out. And we'll go with some really fat exhaust as well. So I spent a while trying to choose an exhaust, but I think I'm just gonna go with a basic automation piece. Yeah, that should work. Every time I turn around this, I'm still shocked. Like, what? What is this? Okay, let's fix the lights. Now, last time you might remember I blocked these out because they're, well, not really doing anything on a base model, but in this case, I think that they will actually apply. At least somewhat. There we go, semi-translucent. That seems to work pretty well. Let's take the plate and put it over here. How about right underneath there? Just like that. That works out perfect. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Front symbol delete. That's a definite yes. What else? Okay, we absolutely need some kind of really crappy looking eBay spoiler on here to complement some further eBay fixtures that we're going to be putting on a little bit later. You'll see. Oh yeah. I don't think I could have picked a better one. That is just way too good, but it cannot be the same color. It's gotta be just black. It's so good. Alright, so it says Dangan on the side of this, although this one's a little bit off for whatever reason. I'll fix that first, but this is a special edition. This isn't just a regular version of the car. We've got to add a little extra decal on there. Okay, there we go. Oh yes, that's right. Once we get to the engine, you'll see what this is all about. Yes, we need a turbo badge. And yes, it looks like it's off of a Porsche. Alright, as I've experienced in the past, if you black out the taillights, they just simply won't work. So I'm just going to make it the darkest of all possible fixtures here. Maybe that'll just keep it similar? I don't know. Alright, before we finish off the design, I figure we should go back to the engine. Now this is a clone of the original engine, but we're first going to need to rename it. So the car in its base form makes 121 horsepower, but since we're going to be slapping an eBay turbo kit on there, it's going to probably, okay, it makes 20 horsepower now. Whoops. 57 if we change that preset, and, well, it's going to need a bit of a change. One thing that the person would have definitely done with this one is raise the exhaust diameter a significant amount, and probably cut all of that out as well. So it might actually make a little bit more power. Oh yeah, no, they would have gone with a performance intake as well. We'll go with that, and we're going to probably need more fuel. Actually, let's play with the ignition timing a little bit first. And lower compression. And look at that, it makes 140 horsepower. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. That's going to be it for the eBay turbo conversion. Nice and simple, 20 horsepower. In the interior, let's say they took out the back seats. It's probably got a bang-in stereo, so let's go luxury CD stereo. Front tires have blown out due to being overloaded. Uh-oh. That's not going to work out for us. We'll probably have to make the tires, or the rims, just one size smaller, which kind of sucks, but yeah, we got to do what we have to do to be able to actually drive this. Alright, there's something special that I want to attempt on this car. I have a ton of decals, just a ton of them. So why don't we try and sticker bomb one of the sides? Let's try and sticker bomb the fender and see if that actually works out for us. This is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm hoping that with a little bit of time I can actually make it look okay. So we'll start off here. We'll start off with a sub-bay sticker. Oh, it's not exactly a PNG now, is it? But it'll work. And then we'll move on to these fixtures in here. These are just sponsors, basically just kind of race sponsors, but they'll work to kind of mess this up a little bit. The more stickers on here, the better, as long as it doesn't start lagging too much. When I do this, I'm just going to put a few of each, just so I don't have to come back to it. I really want to just layer things on. I'm interested to see if this is actually going to work or not. And if they overlap, it's not a big deal either. The sticker bomb nature of this is going to show. So I'm just using some square-ended stickers to kind of outline the line here. It's pretty rough, but it'll work. Just trying to fill in the whole area first and then start slapping some stuff on there. Like I can take this and just put it on there, just put it up a layer. Minor, cancel that there. It does not want to layer itself on. So it looks like it's going to be sticker bomb, but sticker bomb light, because yeah, not all of the stickers will be able to actually cover up each other, which is unfortunate. But some of the bigger ones like this we can use to fill in the gaps, I'll say. And the initial layer at the top is finished, so all that's left is really just filling in all of the little blank spaces, and then also putting it like all the way under the light as well. Okay, maybe not under the light then, as it appears to want to go on top. This is turning into a collage more than anything, but I'm kind of liking the way it's going. It's a lot of fun to just slap stuff on here and just messing around. Sometimes you just have to do that in games, can't take it seriously all the time. Hey, it's not actually that bad. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with this, but here's where I'm at so far. It looks a little messy, but it's kinda cool. It's just about right. Yeah, there we go, just swapping a few of them out for different ones, but I think that's pretty much perfect. It's almost exactly what I wanted. I was able to overlap a few stickers, just using the fact that they cut each other off as a bit of a way to mess with them even more. Yeah, it's interesting how the layers work, but it does work well when you, I don't know, play with it a bit. So I'm running out of ideas for this build, but I think it's gotten to a point where it's just a little bit too realistic. We've got the eBay Turbo, we've got a big exhaust on there, we've got the eBay spoiler, the nice rattle can paint job, we've got the fender that is all stickered up, big wheels, camber, and well, blacked out headlights and darkened taillights kinda. It's about what you would expect to see. Alright, getting on to the performance of this, we want it to actually drive. I don't want it to be, well, good, but I want it to be able to move. We're going to switch it over to a manual. It's got a little bit more power than it did, but it's still going to be front wheel drive, 4-speed. The spacing should be fine. Wheel spin is not really much of an issue for this car, which is nice. It's one thing that we don't have to deal with. It currently doesn't drive, which is not a good thing. What we can probably do is, instead of increasing the tire wall size, we can decrease this. And potentially, there we go, we can get up to 195s, and that should be able to do it for us. Yikes, it's actually within the graph. Oh my goodness, is this actually going to drive well? Have we created something that is... Oh darn, okay, I just screwed it up, didn't I? Well, it's incredibly temperamental, but if you go down to size 22 and increase the tire width, and then go up the size, it decreases the tire width, but it doesn't give you the warning anymore, so it should work. I have no idea, but I don't want to mess with that anymore because it seems like it's going to be okay. Alright, onto the brakes. It's got solid discs. Let's just put vented discs on the front, and it's broken again. So it seems like we're not going to be able to get away with the 23-inch rims. I'm disappointed. It's going to have to be 22s. But that's okay. We'll continue on with these brakes. We'll make these a little bit bigger. And we'll keep the drums on the back. We'll just make them a touch bigger as well, because I think it weighs a little bit more than it used to. Aerodynamics, we actually have a wing now, but it doesn't do anything, so we'll leave it that way. It doesn't really need to do anything. We already touched the interior. Safety is going to remain the same, and suspension is pretty much set, so I think we've got it. It's the Kinzoku Dangan stance. So here are the two current Dangans. We have the base model and we have the stanced base model. Now I will say that this Dangan, hold on, let's move it out of the way a little bit here. It's on a slight slope though, so I'm not sure if it's gonna... Oh, it didn't scrape, okay, that's a good thing. But you can see that the stickers actually turned out really nice, and I think that I'm definitely going to have to just layer more on in the future, because there's way too much blank space, but you can see that it's getting there. Like, just a few more layers of stickers and you'll have a full stickered out panel. It'll look pretty cool. As per the rest of the car, things are in order. The paint is just as matte as I thought it would be. The rims are not quite as stanced as maybe I would have hoped, but I also chose to do a more like actually usable stance instead of just going crazy. And awkwardly, this fixture under here has turned blue. so it's just blue under there. But it's not that out of the ordinary for this car, and it's not that noticeable. However, it is supposed to be black, so not sure where that went wrong, but anyway, that's fine. So the big question is, does this turbo engine, you can see it's got a very small turbo in there, actually do anything in terms of performance? And, well, let me just switch to realistic here. I'll be pleased to say that it does not do much. However, this car now struggles pretty significantly to get up to the target of 7,000 RPM. You can pretty much stay in first gear for most roads, and then second gear is reserved for like the very few. The way that it's currently set up, it really doesn't need second gear for anything other than the highway, and that's out of 4 gears, so I guess you don't really need the other two. Just drop them for weight reduction, I guess. Or if you're going for fuel economy for whatever reason, I guess you can use gear 3. But anyway, that's really all that's changed on this car. It's got turbo noises, I guess. It's probably a little bit quicker. Actually, I figure that we should probably test that. But it's ready to go to your average mall parking lot and maybe a few car shows. So just out of curiosity, I want to try the suspension trial with this car and see what it does. And if it's really terrible, then we'll do it with the original Dangan as well. The stanced version though, especially with it being extra stiff, is probably not going to do so well at this, but it's going to be fun. Alright, here we go. I have never done this before, so this is a test for me just as much as it is the car. Let's see if it will live over a few, well, larger than average bumps. I don't know. Okay, no, we're not going to live. This is way too bumpy, but I'm going to try to complete it anyways. So far, so good. Automation cars are generally stronger than beam cars, I find, so we should be able to last through most of it. At speed, though, probably not. Yikes. Oh, that is really bouncy. I wonder if the original Dangan can probably go faster around these bumps, just because it's got much softer suspension, and a lot more suspension travel, and it might not have a turbo, but that helps a lot in a situation like this. Okay, these ones aren't too bad, but we are... Okay, as I say that, we bottom out pretty hard. Yeah, just a little bit of damage there, but through the line in 55 seconds. I really want to try that again with the Dangan. Alright, so here's the true test. Is it faster than its base car? I mentioned before that this one is a lot softer, and you can see that already. It is bouncing, but it's not quite as violent, I would say. You can still see the tire marks from the previous run. Not being... well, the other one has slightly bigger brakes. It does have a few performance enhancements, but like over these bumps, look at that, soaking up the bumps. So much easier. Going out wide like that is not going to help its time. That was my mistake. Definitely not used to having speed over that, but over the final bits there, we probably will be okay. Like, this car will be fine. Okay, let's see if I'm right. The last one was fine over these for a while until it bottomed out, but here... ooh, it bottomed out as well. That was significant. But if I stay off to the right side, it doesn't bottom out as bad. And yeah, it is indeed faster. Nice. Not by much, though. And as a final test, let's do an extremely short lap around an Italy circuit, one that I don't usually do. It's just a mini village loop. I want to see if these cars are comparable in such a short amount of time. Yeah, I forgot about the worst part about Italy. It takes an entire goldfish's lifetime to load. Alright, as a final test for these vehicles, why don't we try and do a derby arena? This one just happens to have 2 jumps. We'll see how it goes, hopefully well. Okay, so I'm getting some Wreckfest vibes from this one. We're just gonna do 1 lap, but yikes, this is actually a really cool track. I'm gonna have to come back here at some point and try this with maybe something purpose-made. Don't know, that could be next week, we'll see. But anyway, let's take off with the Dangan, not the Gangan, just to see what it'll do on this track. Now, it does have a jump. As you can see, we kind of just went over it. This one being a much more soft suspension car should do well, as we experienced with that bump test. Ooh. Oh, if we can even make it through a lap, that is. I'm gonna try to finish it no matter what the condition of the car, but you know, it could get a little bit rough here. And we're coming up to a pretty decent looking jump here. Once again, soft suspension required. Ooh, that was a big hit, but we have managed to live, thankfully. No death there today. It seems like we're doing a driven to destruction all of a sudden here, but another jump. Oh, the Dangan lives. That's not bad. Okay. We should hopefully be able to live as well with the stanced version, but thankfully it only takes, well, that's 54 seconds, and the final checkpoint is right there. Let's see if we can just fly through it. It's going to be just over a minute, and a minute 5.2. Not bad. Alright, time for this turbo stanced version. Let's see if it does any better on here. It is faster. I did do a little bit of a test, which unfortunately the footage kind of corrupted, as it does sometimes with Beam, but that's what this is replacing. So instead, let's see if it does any better off the jumps. I'm kind of doubting it. Ooh, a bit of a bump there. You can see the underside in blue. This car is wickedly fast though. My goodness, you can get up a lot of speed with this one. I'm not sure that I want that much speed though going up to this jump here. Ooh, actually that was pretty soft. I think, okay, there's pretty much a guarantee that we're gonna beat it. Somehow this slightly more track-oriented setup, despite being a total joke, is going to roll and drift. Ooh, that was nice actually. But it might be able to just do like quite a bit better even after that accident. My goodness. With a couple of tweaks, this thing could actually be like extremely quick. But there we go, 59 seconds, so it is faster. That's nice. Not bad at all. So if you like what you've seen, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep making more content like this, so stick around, it's worth it. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, a little bit less serious than my usual Friday stuff, but you can't be serious all the time. It's fun to mix it up a little bit. The last video was that van, which was obviously not serious, and same thing with this one. But I'm having a good time just messing around sometimes, so yeah, maybe back to some more serious stuff next week. I just want to give a special thank you to those who have chosen to support the channel with the join button. We have specifically Will, Canadian Steel, Slow Fried Chicken 69, Boris Ramirez. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for the stanced Dangan. Well, you never know what's going to happen next week, but probably not going to be a stanced Bugo just yet, but I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it. We can't use the same tropes that we did on this one. We've got to use some others, so yeah, hit me up with some more stanced car stereotypes in the comments, and we'll see if I can replicate those in something else.